Hello, it's Cody Christian, and you are on FrConventions. I'm glad that you said that young age, because the first day I was on Pretty Little Liars was the day I turned 15 years old. And I had worked previously on other projects, but nothing of that caliber quite yet. And I remember going to the Warner Brothers lot, reshooting some scenes from the pilot that they had shot, and then the next couple years were just kind of a blur. But essentially, it's, I was navigating all of Mike's transitions quite accurately and truthfully because I was also a kid growing up on the show. So it was fun for me. It was fun to see what I was going through in my life developing as a young man mirrored on the show as well. Yeah, I understand it. The first part of your question, am I proud of it? Absolutely. I think if you have a platform, I would much rather sit here and talk about things that matter on a human level than things that are completely irrelevant. And look, I only speak about this is becoming more and more relevant these days, where a lot of people are kind of shedding the facade and dropping the illusion of perfection. And I think as a society, we're yearning for a bit more authenticity. So if I can be someone that shows up and talks about uncomfortable conversations and things that people can really feel and relate to, and hopefully set that trend moving forward of like, look, it's okay to not be okay. I'm proud to take that role on because I think it's important. My biggest thing of wanting to become an actor and engage in the art form of storytelling and use this emotional art form, if you will, as a way of connecting with people was to do just that, to connect with them on something that means something. We could talk PLL and Teen Wolf all day, and I love doing that as well, but my favorite engagements, especially here in the convention world, is when someone comes up and they want to talk about something that they're really going through or something with some substance. And I only feel comfortable engaging in that because I've been in it, I've lived through it, I've been in some really dark times and got out of it, and I'm still here. So if I can serve as a beacon of inspiration, then I'm going to do just that. Yeah, I loved it. He was terrible. That arc of my life was very interesting because I feel like there were a lot of villains throughout the seasons and the years of Teen Wolf, but there was few that played both sides and lied and manipulated, and especially with the intent of splitting up the pack, because that was a big thing. As Theo tried to isolate, get everyone to mistrust Scott and his direction and his leadership. I loved it. It's so much fun because I personally feel playing the good guy in every scenario with always the right answer, doing the right thing, it gets boring very quickly. But playing someone who has different intent, and I've said this in so many interviews and I hate repeating myself, but it's just so true and relevant, especially with this question. Theo doesn't see himself as that. The villain doesn't think they're the villain. It's just it's his way, and he's doing things hoping that it works out. So being able to play that character with all the nuance and all the depth, all the complexities, and really just playing multiple sides at one time, like, it was so much fun for me as an actor. So. Ooh. The Scott dynamic was really fun. I think one of my favorites was the Dylan O'Brien-Styles dynamic, because Styles was one of the people from the very beginning to the very end that never fully bought into it and never trusted Theo. There was always suspicion, there was always a guard up, so it was fun interacting as characters in that world. And then also, I had a lot of work with Liam, as a character, and him and I went on all these missions together, so I always perceive that relationship too as brothers, navigating the world together. So, all three of those, I love working with everybody, but those three in particular really shine bright for me at this moment. I give all of the credit in the world, and I said this at the last convention, I really give props and the flowers to Tyler. Tyler was a real leader on that show, both fictionally and non-fictionally. He's a great human being, and he was incredibly welcoming. It was intimidating. You're coming on a show that has a massive amount of success, and I'm very grateful for my time, but I'm also aware of the fact that my time spent on this show is very limited compared to other people. And I got 2 amazing years out of it, 2 full seasons out of it, but no, I credit all of that to Tyler. Tyler was incredibly welcoming. And from day one, nobody was better than anybody else. It was really just a unit that was working together to achieve something that was beautiful and long-lasting. And here we are, 8 years later, 9 years later, and there's still a demand. There's still people that are willing to show up and put their time and energy into what this IP is. So, yeah, it was fantastic. And again, I just want to say it, Tyler's the reason why. He really was the anchor of that entire show. I would imagine that Theo has changed a lot. It's been some years. I probably have some facial hair now. I wouldn't be so clean shaven. I think we'd see a different side of him. I would love to engage in the character and have him be much more susceptible to outsiders, much more vulnerable, maybe a man moving with grace and understanding. Also maybe having in instances where the criminal starts working with the cops and is on the cop side because they understand the criminals. Something like that dynamic, where he's like, look, I understand what it means to be this and tainted and a villain, if you will. And as far as engaging or participating in a second movie, I mean, I would love the possibility, and I would just tell Tyler, like, if that were to ever come to fruition, he has my phone number, so give me a call. I mean, the football thing was everything for me. When I first got the show, the reason I fell in love with it was, football was just sports in general. When I was younger and I was growing up in Indiana, was the first sort of real connection, love, passion that I felt about anything. Just the competitive nature of it and the discipline and the structure and being able to push yourself. And with something like sports, it really is on you. If you want to get better, you have to show up, you have to invest the time, the energy, the effort. And I came out to LA at a very young age, and then I was homeschooled and I was working, so I didn't have the normal schooling experience. And I missed out on these things. Like, I always dreamt of what would it be like running out of the tunnel for a high school football game, championship on the line, and people in the stands all cheer. Like, I wanted that experience, and I was at peace with never having it. But All-American allowed me to go live in that world and get the next best thing, which was playing pretend. So yeah, the football aspect and being a football player, training like a football player, getting injuries like a football player. My pinky's messed up still because I jammed it on a catch. I loved everything about that world. It's the reason I come to these things. I think it's incredibly important, and I've said this many, many times, but I've had a lot of doubt navigating this career. Like, nothing's really guaranteed, and I've gotten to a point in my life where I don't think about just myself anymore. I think about all the people that I could possibly reach. I think about all the people that have seen, shown up, supported anything that I've done over the last 23 years. And it gives me fuel to the fire. And anytime I feel a little bit weak, I think about the fact of like, oh, wait a second, even if it was 10 people in a room, let alone thousands, let alone millions, I feel like I have this energy, this support to like keep going. And every time I show up at a convention and I'm able to actually meet people and engage in real conversation and shake hands, it's like a battery pack on me. I go back to LA intensely focused and motivated to keep churning away. So I feel like I'm getting more than they're getting. Probably it's mutual, I'm not sure, but I'm a big fan.